I am that I am. Hey everybody, I wanted to give you a update. It's been a few days since I completed 40 days of I am, which I mentioned, I guess 40 days ago, though my official day I finished was Friday the 13th. Lucky, unlucky? What do you think? I already put that question out there. And I just wanted to share some of the results because it'd be interesting to see not just today, but for the future, and hopefully why does it matter to you? Because maybe something you'll try and you'll see that this actually does work. Or maybe it doesn't, depending on your beliefs. So here's what happened. So again, for those who don't know, I did 40 days of I am. You write 40 days of I am statements. Some people say you do one a day, but I understood the challenge to be you write 40 statements like I am, and you say it on the present tense. I am power, not I am loving, I am love. You get the idea. To give you an example, what it actually looked like. Here you go. I wrote it in this book. Got this at Dollar Store, Livre de Composition. Here it is. And I wrote it every day. Day 5. Here we go. And you try and feel it if you can. I recommend. Here's an interesting results that I had happen. By the way, if you miss one day, you have to start from the beginning. So, as I was going through the challenge, if there was any shift I was noticing, I sense a shift in you. You'll hear it. It's actually very simple. And here I go. Just get into it. So day 1, started the I am summary. I noticed when I got to day 8, I added more. I added 2 more. And like 40, I realized there's so much more I am. And then I want to affirm to myself and remind myself that I am. On day 10, I added 6 more. And I started to feel it then. So it was on the 10th day where I actually started to really feel, like I practiced feeling it, like I said, but I started to really feel what I was saying. Maybe not for every single one that I wrote, but for a lot of them. When I came to day 19, so 9 days later, so it's interesting, about every 10 days, I felt the one that came up for me that I felt was powerful was I am connection. I am connection. I am connected. That's the verb, so kind of doing it in the present tense. I am connection. That was one that was interesting. Day 25 was I am whole. And day 30, I started to believe it. So I wasn't just feeling it, I was starting to retain it. You know, they say it takes 30 days to change a habit. I do 40. That's what they suggested. Day 33, I almost had to start over. I almost missed it. And I was in bed, and I'm on the pillow, picture it, and I'm like, go on to bed. And then I'm like, oh my God, I didn't write it today. And I remembered, gotta write it, make me feel good. And what was interesting is when I did it in the evening, I would usually do these during the day, but there were some I did in the evening. And that particular night when I did in the evening, it was really helpful, fun in the word, to help me focus before I go to bed and going, yes, this is who I am. And it came easier and it felt really good. It felt good to do. I mean, isn't that kind of the goal, feeling good? Otherwise, why are we doing this? Yes, we want results. Yeah. And I definitely would recommend, though, with saying that there is more success of this if you do it in the morning, the earlier in the day. And I can say them all some in my head now. I'm going to see if I can do it. Let's be real right now. Let's say some of them. I won't say all 40 of them, but I'll say a few. Like, I am success. I am health. I am wealth. I am beauty. I am love. I am health, wealth. Did I say that one already? I am soul. I am energy. I am light. I am ambition. I am action. I am consistent. I am focused. You get the idea, but see how it comes really easy because I did it for 40 days. Here's the interesting shifts that I've noticed beyond me saying it and feeling good and, just saying it. This is what happened, I noticed now a few days later, because when you finish the challenge, of course, you're going to feel wonderful. You achieved it, and that is enough. Woo, celebrate. I'm outrageous joy. That was another one I used. Yes, I'm outrageous joy. Boom, boom, boom. Outrageous joy. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. And shifts that I noticed, first off, was I got rid of I'm really good. Let me start off first. I have to tell you this before I say what I'm about to say. I am really good at getting rid of clutter for myself. This room is not, this is a shared room. This is not an example of, yeah, that's someone else's stuff. Won't go there. And I'm really good at getting rid of stuff, especially clothes. I'm really good at, like, if I don't need it anymore, toss and get rid of it. But there was a pair of pants, you know, that one pair. They were pinstriped bondage trousers. And I got them in, oh my God, I think like 15 years ago or something. And they still fit, but they were tight. I had them repaired because they're old and I wore them quite often and they were worn out. And they would look good. They still looked good, but even though my waist is the same size, I'm really happy. Because the zipper had broke, because wear and tear, they had been repaired, but when you tightened it, it was like constricting and not feeling good when I would sit down. So I'm like, why am I keeping these? These don't feel good. I'm not wearing them because I know it doesn't feel comfortable. And I got to feeling like, okay, it's time to fully let this go. There were those pair of pants, and here's the other one. This one was like, woo, really big for me to let go of. Again, really good at letting go. But, don't hold on there. It was a red velvet coat that I loved. I would get compliments on it, though sometimes it kind of looked like Santa Claus. But I loved it. It was a long red kind of like velvet duster coat. It had this really fun collar. It was so old to the point of like, this is not good as a fall coat, which is what we're in now. But the lining was ripped. I literally ripped when I was walking out and about during the day. And yeah, it really had it. It had black stains all over it. I've had it cleaned. I think I cleaned it, dry cleaned it, yeah. But it's just like, it's time to let it go. And here's the awesome part. A new pair of pants just appeared like magic on eBay from brands. I used to like some of their stuff from Lip Service. They kind of like alternative-ish clothes. And the guy doesn't even make them anymore. Yet this pair of pants, and it was actually a really good price on eBay. Boom. They were, instead of pinstripe pants, they were gold pinstripe. I'm feeling the gold, feeling the warm colors. And I'm like, yes, these are them. Awesome. And they just appeared. A coat. I wanted a fall coat. I tried one on last year and I found the perfect one. It kind of reminds me of Blade Runner, which I talked about recently, my Blade Runner video, 2049. Check it out, which talks about what does it mean to be human and how does that affect us in our lives. Really interesting questions. And boom, there it was. And it was affordable. And I had a discount on it. And it was under $100. So I'm like, score. And I know that will last me for years to come. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like if you're wondering which character in Blade Runner 2049, like Officer K in the new movie, if you haven't seen it yet, I suggest you do. I think they did a pretty good job. And now here's the last thing that I've noticed, specifically today, which has made me share this, is I am in the process of doing right now, switching to a new system. I know this seems like simple for some people, but I come from an artist background and from acting and performing and haven't always been the most organized person. I have in some ways. In some ways I'm really good with notes everywhere. Like, this is a thing I'm changing. Like, pad of paper, notes, and papers. And how many papers do we have? This one's not mine, but papers. And like, I have it in here. And we always have, too many of them. So I have a system now of this is where I journal. I have a journal. I love this. I think it's fun. Although I'm going to get a new color for the new year. But this is where I keep logging, like, where I'm feeling good, like what's working, my different things that you get the idea. But for ideas that I have, some call it a brain dump. I don't like that brain dump. Does that make you think of the bathroom? I'm sorry, but that is not a fun term, but we can call it whatever you want. I call it an outcome journal, kind of a la Tony Robbins kind of thing. And I've literally shifted to, and again, this isn't cheap. Someone bought this for me. So I thought, okay, and I finally started to use it, and I indexed pages, make sure that they have page numbers. Like this book I used for writing it does not have page numbers. This one does. And you simply write out your stuff. This is what it looked like previously. When I first started doing it, it's all over the place and you can't really read it. So, including myself, I could read some of it. So I shifted today to, I have some other pages that I've referenced for things that I'm working on. And let's find it quickly. So here it is instead, capture list. and it's point form, and I can just keep going and write the different ideas and things that I have to do and things that I'm interested in or feeling, and I write them all down, and then I just go back to it, and then I can migrate it to your schedule book or calendar or whatever you do, and you just simply go through it. But it's organized. It has a place in my room. I now have a system. So that's one of the things I used in the I am. Going back to I am is I am focused. I am consistent. I am action. There are many things. So that's a shift that I've noticed to start happen. So if there's anything, if you ever tried a challenge like this, anything that you find interesting or any other topics you would like to see me cover, I'm always open to feedback. Let me know down below. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you later.